Budgets here, and I'm on a journey to ensure a better financial future for myself by budgeting, hybrid cash stuffing and doing savings challenges. So welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. It's absolutely gorgeous today when I'm filming this. I'm filming this like the evening before you see it, and the weather is absolutely stunning. It's that lovely kind of weather where it's still slightly cool so you can layer up, but then also like you can like take jumpers off and you go walking, and it's just really nice. And yeah, it's so nice that it's starting to feel a little bit like spring. I feel like it's almost too warm for this time of year yet. I don't know, maybe I've jinxed that. So how is everyone doing? It's been a week. I almost forgot to film this until I realised about 2 hours ago that I needed to film this after work. So yeah, I've had to like make sure I remind myself and sort of been mashing around trying to set up. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing okay. Hope you all had a lovely week. I hope it wasn't too stressful. But yeah, we're at cash stuffing week number 4 for April. So it is payday next week, which is exciting. So we'll be starting the May budget next week. As it's the last week of the cash stuffing month, it's not as much as we usually have, but it's still something, and that is important. We tend to front load like all our cash stuffing because we have a lot of like monthly things that we just put into envelopes or put into pots basically, and yeah, we prefer to do those things monthly. So yeah, not as exciting, but it's still good to do. So yeah, I always like kind of coming up to filming the videos, I'm like in my head I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about this, talk about that, talk about whatever, don't forget to mention that, and then as soon as I hit record, like, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. So yeah, it's just been, so let's count the cash first. So we've got a mixture of mostly cash, a little bit of placeholders. So we should have £85. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 80, and then 85 here. And I've put my mini binder out so I wouldn't forget that I need to actually stuff it. Because I've been very good at forgetting about it. Ever since I started moving it into like the main cash stuffing videos, I just have forgotten that it exists. I need to do that. So yeah, let's start with the minis before I completely forget about them again. So these are just a mixture of really mini challenges. They're either freebies I got from when I did orders from shops, or they're freebies you get if you do a physical order from my shop, or freebies you can access on my Ko-Fi shop for free. Basically, a lot of these are free, and a lot of them are really small denominations. So what I do is any side hustle money that is less than £5, or anytime I make a purchase apart from groceries and household, because they're shared with my partner, I round it up to the nearest £5 and I put that extra money into a pot on Zopa. Not sponsored by Zopa, by the way. And then each week I kind of take out £5 of that, we play some mini challenges, and basically this is to show that you know, no matter how small the amount you're putting in, building that like habit of savings is really fun. It's also really good, and it's also really fun to do these like mini challenges and see them build up. So challenge number 1 is not that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. So this is a freebie from Helen at the Solaris Budgets. Each heart is £2, so we put £2 in here today. I think that is the wrong pink, but we'll see. Some of these Sharpies just like dry completely different colours. Yeah, no, maybe it is. I don't know. Okay. Maybe there's one then. No, let's not do one again. Oh my god, this bias dice 5. 5 is, I think it's biased towards Helen's challenges. So this is a cupcakes challenge from Helen at the Housewives Budget. So each cake is £2. So we're going to cross off cupcake. We need to finish this. Put the 2 in, and then I'm going to cheat for this last £1, as I think I normally do. And we're going to go into challenge 3. So this is a freebie for Remember Budgets and Plans. So each heart is £1. So let's do a blue. And we're just slowly working down. Before I was doing the random leads, but now there's a bit more order to them. So that's great. So yeah. Yeah, just completely like stunned. I felt like I had so much to talk about. And then again, as soon as I turn on the camera, stunned into silence, not really much going on. Work's really busy, which is really good. I'm working from home all of next week, which is exciting because that means we don't have to spend money driving to work, or paying money to charge the car, or pay for parking at work. or, you know, just being tired from driving and having to deal with people on the roads. But I don't mind it because it's still cheaper than commuting by train, and cheaper and quicker than commuting by train, which just doesn't seem right, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's just really busy, which is really nice. That's why I kind of forgot that I need to do cash stuffing this week. I will try and record my cash count up over the weekend so it comes out in an orderly fashion. So first off, we're going into my everyday binder. So this is my pink binder. So this is for things like groceries, household, personal spending, car, and I think eating out as well. So we've got some leftover money in personal spending. I'm going to put that money to the side for now. We can put it in challenges later. So we're going to stay in this binder. So every week I assign myself £10, £20 into personal spending money, but we play some challenge, well, we play a challenge with it, so I don't get the full amount every week, so we just get the scratch off. So this is the 2026 challenge from Helen at the Solaris Budget. This came as part of the 12-day advent calendar. So each Monday we scratch off. I scratch this off when I do the video, which just so happens to be a Friday today. And what we do is we put that amount into the envelope, and then the remainder is what we can use for personal spending money. So that is £6 going into the challenge. I'm just going to round that up to £10, so I just feel like it's a bit easier than having like the prop money coins everywhere. So I'm just going to put £10 in. Again, that's just extra for saving as well, which is nice. And then that £10, what I might do is I might condense that, so we have some fives to play some challenges with later. So that is £10 into personal spending this week. I know it looks like I don't spend my personal spending every week, and I don't, but if I don't have it, I will spend it, and it'll be spent out of other envelopes that I don't want to spend from. So that's why I have that money, even though it looks like every week I'm just not doing anything with it. It's there so that if I want to, I can, and by having it, it makes me not want to spend it. I don't know if that's what makes sense to anyone. That's just how my psychology works, and it works pretty well because I don't spend it. So that is it for that binder. So the next binder we're going to get into is the annuals binder. So I call this my yellow binder, but it's like a taupe colour. It's because when I had an original set of binders, which were like the ones you get off Amazon with the magnets, you know, they were iconic. They were my first set of binders, and my yellow, I kind of did like a like for like transfer when I got these like ripple binders. They are the short, like not as wide ripple binders, but you know what, I love them. They like they're enough for me. I don't want to buy more binders. It's just, yeah, I like them. So, and they work for me, so that's what I'm going to do. So annual bills is going to get £10 this week, which means annual bills has 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 70, 90, 510, 520, 530, no, 510, 520, 530, 535, 540. Now you might be asking, why is there something like more cash and fewer placeholders in this envelope? No, 550. There's 550 though. There should be 550. 70, 90, 510, 520, 530, 545, 550. Yep, just can't count. And that is because car annuals has had a significant decrease. So it is that time of the year where I have to pay for car insurance, or we all have to pay for car insurance, but my car insurance is due this time of the year. And so my car insurance is due. This year I've split my car insurance and my breakdown cover, so I'm doing it in two separate like ways. So I'm buying it separately. That's how you say it. I'm buying it separately. So I've just renewed my car insurance, and I've also bought my breakdown cover, but it's not coming out until the date it needs to be renewed by, so in May. So I paid for my car insurance. So basically what happens is, and this is how I make my credit card work for me, so I will do everything on a credit card that gives me rewards. This is not financial advice, by the way. That credit card gets paid out of a very specific account every month, and I pay the amount in full. when I have made a purchase, I will move the money from whatever pot it's in. I move that money into the credit card account. Therefore, that money is there, and therefore, when I'm like looking at the statement, it's not me trying to figure out, oh, where is all the money going to come from, or what we spent it on. I'm very aware of how much is on the credit card. Don't know if that makes sense, but so as soon as I made the payment for the car insurance today, I moved that money out of the car annuals pot and Zopa, and then I moved that into the credit card pot. Now what happened is that there is not enough money in the pot because it's in cash. So what I decided to do was take, I think there was like a £35 difference, £35 out of our annual bills, and then replace that with cash in the envelope. That's why the envelopes look a bit weird. But anyway, so there is significantly less money in the car annuals pot, but that's what it's there for. So car annuals is getting 10, so 20, 40, 50, 60, and I think next month's cash stuffing I will probably do it digitally, just because I will need to take £10 of that to put towards the breakdown cover, basically. And what was really nice to know is because I track it all, how much I've spent as well on my spreadsheet, and now that I know how much everything's going to cost for the year, because I've either already spent it or it's about to come out of the account, but I know everything. I've been able to look at how much I've spent on car annuals, divide that by 12, and we can reduce the amount we put in every month into the car annuals pot, because it's just cost a lot less. I sort of round it up to the nearest £5 like I do most things. So yeah, we're going to be putting less into the car annuals pot, which is really great. This is why I love tracking, this is why I love cash stuffing. This didn't seem like a big scare that I had to do it this time of year, because I know it's coming up, so I divide it by 12 and I save for it, and then kind of just tracking how much it's costing, and then just either reducing or increasing the amount is also really great as well. I'm rambling, but yeah, that was really, really exciting to see, really good to see. I'm really happy it's all done. It's always a bit of a stress, because you're like, this time of year, you're like, I know my car insurance, like renewal letter's going to come in. It's like, I don't know whether I want to stay, or do a lot of like price comparison stuff. I always do price comparison every year. This year was extra interesting because I was putting my partner on as a learner driver on my car, and I wanted to do that with the renewal, so that when they were learning to drive, that they could just, they were able to use the car, it wouldn't be a faff, basically. And yeah, just really pleased it came under budget, and I've also got cash back for both of those things. I use Top Cashback all the time, not sponsored. I will probably leave my referral link to Top Cashback in the comments. If you do use my link, you will get, I think you get some money off, or get some like bonus or something, and then I will also get a kickback as well. So just so you're aware, if you want to use it, but I assume everyone is using Top Cashback. I always use it with every purchase that I make. If I can't get it through Top Cashback, I have to really want it, or it can only be available on that site for me to make the purchase, not using Top Cashback. And I haven't counted the cashback amounts in the amounts that I put aside every month, so the cashback that comes in will go into like challenges and stuff. Anyway, that's a long-winded way to say I paid my car insurance today, and that's why there's no money in the oh, hardly any money in the envelope, but I'm really thrilled about that. It makes me happy, and I know that I'm kind of doing the right thing, and yeah, all that kind of extra effort you go into, like tracking, making the spreadsheets, and making sure you put the money in every week, and then filming the video. So I film the videos so that I can keep myself accountable, and then I don't feel like I can just cheekily dip into envelopes. That's kind of mostly the reason why I do it. I also enjoy making videos. I really enjoy the filming process. I enjoy sitting down to film and talking to you and kind of catching up, and then editing. And then I also really enjoy like kind of the community that gets going when you're also making videos. You can kind of chat to other people, and in other people's comments, you kind of get conversation going. You can shout out channels that you really like. I know at the moment I'm really bad at catching up with people. It's just because work's been absolutely insane, and I love it, and I'm really sorry, but obviously work has to take the priority, and then sort of I spend the weekend just sort of recovering. So I will get better at it. I'm just still adjusting to the fact that I have to commute a bit of a distance. Anyway, so the next binder we're going to go into is my variable sinking funds binder, and this is for stuff that we don't necessarily need to budget for every week or every month, but I try and put a little bit of money into the high priority envelopes every month. So health is going to get, I'm going to try and do this next week, £5 today. So I'm going to take the 5 and put in the 10. So health is 20, 30, 40, 50, which is good. So some of these envelopes I'm trying to get like a £50 buffer in, so that in case we need to like get anything. I'm having lots of different health tests at the moment, nothing scary. For some reason 2026 is the year I've decided that I actually can't be bothered to live with a lot of the symptoms I've been living with and want to get it sorted out. So one of the big ones at the moment is my hay fever. So I might have said in a previous video that when I get hay fever, specifically tree pollen, I can't like breathe fully. It's really weird, and it's only like with tree pollen season. So we've been trying to like do a lot of tests and trying to rule out if it's asthma or not, because it'll be good to. I've had this since like I was in like I think 15 years. We worked out I've had this like over 15 years. And we tried to do tests before, but we tested when it was like out of season, so it didn't really do anything. So I did like some like lots of different breathing tests. I went in for like one yesterday morning, and yeah, I hadn't like my hay fever is not triggered at the moment, so I feel absolutely fine, which is really irritating when you try to do tests to see if you got the thing that anyway. So that was fun. I had blood tests last week, which was also fun, and they also came back all normal, but it was kind of a relief for some, so I had to get like follow-up blood tests because last autumn, I don't think I really mentioned it, but suddenly like this is just Aoife's rambling about things. So last autumn, I don't think I said anything about it, but my hair suddenly started falling out, and it was really, really weird, and we were going through a bit of a stressful time, and my hair just started falling out, and I was like, I actually can't do this because I need to know if this is like an underlying thing, because like, but it's just really thinned out, and like when you were like washing my hair, like just so much came out, and then brushing my hair, and it was like really stressing me out. Because like I'm getting married in the summer and I'm growing my hair kind of long, so I have more options to do different hairstyles, and I was like, I need to figure out if this is like something that is like an underlying condition or anything that we need to be aware about, and then I can like deal with it, or it's something else. Anyway, it turns out that every time I've been to the GP, they've like taken me so seriously and like not sort of like gone, oh yeah, you're just stressed. Like years ago, I'd go to the doctors about it and they'd be like, yeah, you're just stressed, you're just anxious, and they'd be like, left me to it. Whereas like here, like more recently, they've been like really understanding and listening and like just taking me really seriously. So like before, we did loads of blood tests. One level came back a bit weird that wasn't really related, so they wanted to do a follow-up. Then I had to get blood tests for my asthma potentially, so we wanted to basically test my everything when I'm in hay fever season. But yeah, anyway, so turns out the hair loss is probably due to 1, stress, and 2, I lost weight really quickly. Now I don't talked about this really on this channel, and I'm probably not going to talk about it too much in detail, but this is basically just the video of you for just like blurting everything out. It's going to be a short video for like actual cash stuffing, but yeah. So I put on quite a lot of weight. I'm not going to mention numbers, but I put on quite a lot of weight in like the past 2 years. It's a mixture of like just kind of being in survival mode. So if you've been part of this channel for a very, very long time, you'll know that at one point I was balancing finishing up my PhD and working a full-time job. And basically we entered survival mode, so it was like kind of just buying convenience food, which is not great, but it was just like we just need something easy, because I work my full-time job and then come home and work on my PhD. And my PhD actually dragged on a lot longer than I had expected. I expected to tie it all up by the end of 2023, but actually I didn't graduate until 2025 for various issues. I passed, it's fine, I've got the PhD now. I am a doctor, but not a medical doctor of philosophy. So like, and my partner was also doing PhD as well, so we were kind of like just in survival mode. We just need to get this done, therefore we weren't really like taking care of like our health that much. Also, when I was working, we ate out a lot, and it wasn't eating out like once or twice, it was eating out like almost every day, and then we'd all go for drinks after work, and it wasn't just one beer, it'd be several beers. And I'm also like really, really short, so I put on the weight quite quickly. I was also on medication for things, and that also made me put on quite a lot of weight, and my weight just like, it jumped up quite a lot, to the point where I think I was putting on like a shirt that was size 14 and it was too small for me, and I was like, hold on a second, this is not okay. So I decided that after I ran the half marathon last year, because when you're running you need to fuel yourself, and you need to fuel yourself properly, especially if you're doing long distance, and I was doing half marathon, so I decided kind of March last year that I was going to start, losing weight. I was going to start losing weight, and I have done this, I've got to say, the old traditional way. Like, I don't know how I feel about medicated weight loss. I'm not speaking for or against it. I didn't want to do it. Half the reason was, at the time, there wasn't enough data. The other reason was I couldn't afford it and I wouldn't be eligible for it. I have done counting calories before. It has worked. And that's what I was going to do. So I basically, and kind of, I know it's sounds really vain, but my whole goal, having the wedding as a goal where I wanted to lose weight, I saw my pictures from my graduation and I'm not happy with them. I just look really, really big, and it's really, really sad. But anyway, so I started losing weight. That's great. Over the summer, I seem to have got probably food poisoning, probably from my own cooking, mixture with the heat. I don't know what it was that gave me food poisoning, but basically for about 6 to 8 weeks, so I was really ill, couldn't eat for a couple of weeks, and then when I could sort of start eating again, I was just eating bits, but I could never finish a full meal. I couldn't really eat breakfast. And you're trying to eat to keep your energy up. You need to eat anyway. So ended up losing quite a lot of weight very quickly. Obviously, when I was able to eat, I kept eating, and also when I was ill, I didn't track. When I was better, I did track, and I don't do really restrictive counting. I'm not having 1,200 calories. I'm really good at it, prioritizing kind of whole foods, protein, all that good stuff. I'm not strict about it all the time. There are times when I go over my calories, and it's fine. I have lost over 10% of my body weight. I'm nearly actually at 15% of my body weight. I won't give you the exact numbers. I'm so super proud, of that, and I'm hoping that it continues to come off, because I'm still not within my quote-unquote healthy range. All that to say is, we think that really rapid illness and weight loss basically just caused my hair to fall out. And it's growing back. The problem is it's growing back grey, and I'm just about to turn 30, so that's fun. But that's really what it was. I kind of try and prioritise using really nourishing shampoo and conditioner. There was also the same time I was looking at hair dryer, because I thought maybe I used to sleep with my hair wet, and maybe that was causing issues. But now, anyway, it is a long rambling video. It's basically kind of just updates about my life. There's more other health testing for something else that's going on, and that's kind of throwing all sorts of weird, what's the word? We thought it was one thing, now we think it's another thing, or it could be both or something, but I probably will never discuss that, but just be aware that that's also going on as well. Anyway, safe to say, I'm actually probably okay. It'd be nice to see why I got my weird hay fever. We're going to do some more testing. That'll be fun. We're going to see if we can trigger it in a supervised setting at the hospital, so that'll be fun. And it'd be good to know if it is asthma once for all. Anyway, what were we doing? We put £5 into health. But yeah, basically because there's lots of different things, and sometimes it'll be an appointment that I get told I need to go to half an hour before the appointment, and it takes half an hour to walk, so even to just get ready and walk, I can't do that. I prefer to walk to all my appointments, because it's free, and it's free exercise, so I try and walk to all my appointments as best I can. Also, just parking where I live, going anywhere is just a bit of a nightmare. So that comes under car. So car's getting £5 this week. So I do car digitally because we have an electric car. So this is car sinking fund, not the car envelope. This is for things like parking, and if we need to charge on a public network, it's for that kind of stuff as well. Car now has £30. Because I had to go to the doctors to do some testing yesterday morning, I also needed to go into work afterwards. So I could have walked to the doctors for half an hour, done the testing, walked back, and then driven in. But parking works a little bit if you arrive in after 10, it's very unlikely you're going to get parking space. So I decided I was going to park at a big car park nearby. You can't park opposite, although I found out you can park opposite, and it was really quiet, but it's on the street parking, so it can be quite stressful. So I spent some money on parking yesterday. It was really good actually. But yeah, so we got to round up some more money. Oh, all good stuff. Travel, again, this is digital because trains are a thing. No, trains, we buy our tickets online. Like all our buses are like all like, you know, you tap your card or you tap your phone, and again, like with any taxis, it's all digital. So having this and having kind of a buffer, I think, of 50, I kind of want everything to be a buffer of 50, because then, like, if we had to do 2 car charges, for example, the public network, or we had to travel a distance where we couldn't use the car, it'd be good to have. So travel now has £40. I had to use buses to get to like blood tests and stuff. Would normally walk, but the last time I walked before I had a blood test, I got in and she couldn't find my veins. So basically, because like I was too dehydrated, which kind of was annoying, so I drank loads of water. So this time, I think I mentioned it, I drank like 2 pints of water before I went out, and then as I was going there, like I went on the bus because it's cheaper than an Uber. I like had my big 750ml water bottle, which is actually not a very big water bottle, and just tried to drink that as well. And they did find a vein on the second try, but my veins are deep, which is annoying. But we got some veins. So we got some results. So yeah, that was great. Gifts is not getting anything, and then self-care is going to get 5. And I'm going to take that. Those 5s are put in a 10. So self-care now has 10, 20, 35. Ooh. Something very exciting, which is kind of relevant to the community. You can see that I don't really do anything with my nails. I had a stint last year where I tried to do stuff with my nails. I think I wore like fake nails. I do have loads of fake nails that I bought last year, and I haven't used them properly, and I want to get into using them, but not yet, because I decided that this year on my birthday I was going to treat myself, and I'm actually going to get my nails done using like builder gel. I don't really know the terms because I've never really come across it before, I've never really done it, so like we're going to go in brand new. It's very exciting. The reason being is that I want to have nice nails for my wedding. Basically there's going to be lots of like close-ups of hands and stuff, and I want them to look really nice, and I kind of want to start getting into the process now. So there's a couple of months where I'm like kind of seeing how it works for me. If I stop, because my problem is I like bite my nails and I do all sorts of my nails, which is not nice, but it is what it is. I want to try it. I don't know all the terms, so I'm like really like not quite sure what to do. I've booked in for like basic, and I like the first kind of initial thing, and then I think they're going to put like a gel paint on it. I have had like a manicure and like the paint on before, like properly at a salon. I have painted my nails multiple times before, but it doesn't really stay on for very long. And I was like, you know when you spend all that money and then you like, as soon as you get out, you like smudge it, and I was like, oh, like it was really irritating. So I'm gonna hope that I like these nails enough to have them for my wedding and keep up the like upkeep for them until the wedding. I'm hoping that I don't like them so much that I'm gonna want to continue doing it afterwards, because it is quite an expense to keep doing. So yeah, we'll make that decision afterwards. We'll see. Like, I want to love them, but I also don't want to love them too much because I'm scared that I want to keep doing them. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. Apparently builder gel is like the one to go for, so I'm doing that. So yeah, that's what's going on. And yeah, that's it for that binder. I was going to, today's video is going to be a really short video because it's like the end of the month, but no, Aoife's just going to ramble for 20, 30, almost 30 minutes now. So yeah, so next binder we're going to go into is my challenge binder. We are going to do 5 Friday. It's Friday, so every Friday we put in £5. Let's get the right pen. So this is a challenge that I created. If I haven't said that it's by someone, assume that I've done it. I've created. Yeah, you can get this on my shop, Etsy shop, if you're interested, but it might be too late. Let's go now. It's too late now. Don't want to do it. So then that is it for that challenge. Then we're going to assign £5 for monthly Rainbow Roll Colour and Save. So this is, oh, I get it out, challenge from Rainbow Budgets and Plans. This was part of the 12-day advent calendar. So the way I play this is I assign like £5 and then we roll the dice until we get £5, or if like there's one left I might cheat. So we're working on September, and the first colour is red, and red is 1. Again, I don't know why this year that I just feel really, I keep saying it, but like really settled in my challenges. I think because like I don't feel like I just want to get loads of stuff done so I can start loads of stuff. I've made the decision that I'm not going to buy anything new. Like, I'm not doing advent calendars this year. I have so much stuff in the advent calendars I've got. So I think I'll be sorted. I'm gonna roll that again. Red. Yellow. Yellow is 3. I think that's the first time in a while that I've not had to cheat. Is that yellow going to come up? Yeah. And I think because I get the kind of small wins with the minis, I feel like I'm able to do a lot more of these annual challenges. Yes, I know we're going to finish this one actually before the end of the year, but that's okay. So, rainbow. Delete, roll, clear and save. I can't wait to do a lot of cash condensing with this. I feel like there's so many fibres that need to be sorted. Right, that is it for that binder. The final binder we're going to go into is my 2026 annual savings challenge. So, just dropping my calculator. We're working on April and we're going to finish April today. So, put in the 10, then colour off the 10. So this is to save £500, and this is this challenge, so the 12 challenges and the dashboard you can get on my Ko-fi shop. I know I sound like a stuck record because I always mention it, but I want people to know that you can get like these challenges for free. I have lots of challenges for free. At the moment I'm releasing a challenge every month which you can get for free, so please go on and check that out. You don't have to spend tons and tons and tons of money on savings challenges. You can if you want to and you can afford to do it, but also feel free to grab stuff from like anyone. I know loads of creators have Ko-fi where you can get stuff for free, and don't feel like you are missing out because you can't buy challenges. Everyone has different budgets, different things they can afford, different priorities. So yeah. So that is it for this week's cash stuffing. So the next video you're going to see from me is the count up for the end of April. I have a prediction that's probably going to go down just because we have paid the car insurance, but that is what it is there for. This is why we do these things. This is why we have sinking funds and challenges and all that good stuff. And then we'll be starting on our May budget. I can't believe we're going to be entering month 5 very, very soon. So thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. Thank you for listening to me ramble about various things. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Have an absolutely gorgeous weekend. I hope you're able to get out and absorb some of that lovely vitamin D. And yeah, enjoy. Thank you. Bye.